Air Show, a
a
pirate radio live show for psychedelic peer-to-peer support, streaming live from Berlin, Prenzlauer Berg tonight, with a bunch of fools in the radio fools from That's Why Berlin Radio. My name is Mavis, also known as Captain Mavis of Substack. And here with me is live and color and the flash.
Actually, person here, Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious.
Mm. So yes, we're doing the hidden treasures, but with the cosmic customer care. So this will be the first time we do a hidden treasures episode where we could be interrupted by people calling in.
Exactly. Actually, not just only our stream of consciousness tonight, but the invitation to call into the show, to share your stories, to share your worries, to spill your hearts, or to tell us about your latest psychedelic trip. And we have with us a couple of cosmic cats as well in the background, of my little precious black cats that are right always missing. That join us tonight for the vibes as well at some point. We have some more cosmic cats from the Wire Radio in the room as well that you might or might not see on camera. You might hear or might not hear their voices, but you hear the meow in the background maybe. We're still figuring out some tech as well because this crossover over episode presents us as well with some extra challenges to stream both on Twitch and Substack. And we have also gotten new tech that kind of like needs to synchronize first. So we're starting a new season of the Cosmic Customer Care Show, but as a weird crossover because the Cosmic Customer Care Show happens only on the 5th and the 23rd of the month. So 5 episodes per season, and in between we have a little bit of a breather for spring, summer. That's right, because what we're exploring here at the Y Radio Berlin is how to create cozy community in a regenerative nightlife space of weirdness and chaos that it's Berlin. And basically, we're a bunch of fools that started co-creating after our last keeps burned down. That's right. There's another part of the story that you may have heard.
So many things coalescing.
Yeah, coalescing.
I really feel like kind of being dropped into the whole mix of already existing stories.
Well, that's a beautiful thing because we said also the Cosmic Customer Care is sort of our format here on the Wired Radio to co-weave stories.
Yeah, and we are doing Circuit 4. We are doing Circuit 4 with them right now, which is the Circuit Social Space. And that's kind of been the lens through which I've kind of approached life for the last week and a bit. And you know what I think one of the main things I've discovered is that I actually found a real desire for and a need to cultivate autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like something that I often overlook in kind of what is the foundation on which I build my religion. And having a sense of autonomy makes it much easier to show up in the moment because I care less what people think, because I don't feel like I'm needing to charm or convince or whatever anybody in order to have the ability to be alive and have I'm not dependent on being liked or loved or entertained or anything like that.
Liked or loved or entertained.
Yeah.
You felt like you have been container in your relationships?
Oh, absolutely. You have to logically so. And then don't just mean like one-on-one relationships, but just all relationships. Like, yeah, I play a character. You know, this Captain Obvious one is just an obvious one. It's just like one where it's more on the surface, where I get to play with being aware of that character, rather than where I kind of pretend also to myself that I'm myself.
Mm.
How can I know who that myself is if I don't have a space of autonomy where I can reconnect with
Myself.
myself?
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
like the most important thing. It's like even like Jung said, the most important thing to have, and it's also the artist's way. Something to share. It's like the most important thing you have is you need to have space, or at least like dedicate a part of the space to your work. Like this is where you meet yourself, where you uh, where you dedicate to the work.
Well,
Well,
there's
there's
already
already
a
a
lot of
lot of
layers
layers
of
of
Circuit
Circuit
4
4
topics
topics
in
in
this
this
first
first.
layout and share.
Yeah.
And I'm
And I'm
noticing
noticing
that you
that you
have
have a
like the
the
Circuit
Circuit
2
2
aspect
aspects mm-hmm.
of
of
integration
integration
that we
that
were
we were
talking
talking
about in
about
the Pirates
by
Calls
also
of Sort
for
2, autonomy.
autonomy.
It
Yeah.
is
It is
like
like
Circuit 2
Circuit 2
desire as
desire
well
as
to
well to
establish
establish
yourself,
yourself,
to
to
function
function
in
in
sovereignty,
sovereignty. Yeah.
and
And
then
then
also
also
enter
enter
then,
then
if
when
you're like
you're like
very well
very well
integrated in
integrated
that
in that
emotional
emotional
sovereignty,
sovereignty.
enter a
Enter a
relations
relations
to
to
others
others
with
with
more
more
autonomy,
autonomy
and
and
thus
thus
giving
giving
yourself
yourself
more
more
space
space
to
to
authentically
authentically
express
express
yourself
yourself
instead of
instead of
playing
playing
a
a
character.
character.
But the
But the
playing of a
playing of a
character, on
character
the
on
other
the other
side,
side
has
has
also a
also a
function,
function.
right? When
When
we
we
perform
perform
roles,
roles
in a
in a
way,
way
for
for
community.
community, I don't mind playing characters, but I like to be where I realize how important it is to be aware of the playing.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, indeed, the thing is that you have to have like, in order to relate to people, either as yourself or consciously as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But that if you don't have that stability, autonomy, sovereignty in yourself, then you end up playing a character and not it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
usually a
usually a
character
character
that is
that is
designed to
designed to
please
please
other
other
people,
people.
to keep you emotionally safe, because as long as you're pleasing people and nobody gets upset at you, it, and I think like claiming to be a magician, part of the Circuit 2, Circuit 4 work is exactly that. It's like becoming a little bit more conscious of how you create the characters you play with in the social games and the social interaction, while also holding the space of when I meet with my friends or with someone in presence, there is no character. There's just like this deep present awareness that allows for a space of interaction that is emergent. Is it a quality or an ability for the sake of the C3 distinction? Yeah, we're playing with the C words here. Yeah. So the practice to get to get the skill, to get the ability, and then as you unlock the ability of being present, your presence has a certain quality to it. Yeah, well, it keeps growing, right? And as you keep cultivating it, the quality changes. But I do think that and we'll come to that in the next episode, the quality of presence is rather like a Circuit 5 ability, because in Circuit 4, it's actually more about the characters and the roles we play. To be in the social game, and I think in many social worlds and social game fields, you do need to play a character somehow to go about relating to the people and like collaborating and creating that space of interaction that is conductive for collaboration.
Once you've gone around the bend a few times, you kind of know that you work best when there's at least a degree of flow state in it. So there is a way like bring in the energy that you cultivate and come to rely on.
For sure, like it's not that you can avoid it once you unlock that.
No,
it's like it's not it. Once you're turned on, to Circuit 5 and presence, it's not like you can like deactivate that very well. Like I mean, you can. Yeah, sure, you can. You can lose presence and presence awareness by wandering to your mind or getting lost in your own emotional steerings and shit.
Of course, I mean you do. I mean the idea that like it's a fire and forget thing. That's like the ultimate trick to like get you where that new sort of higher order awareness, where you kind of take that for granted and it becomes your new character that you play unconsciously. Where
So the bit is though like consciously choosing the characters you play, and as in this podcast setting we have characters we play. We have the Cosmic Customer Care agent bit for the Cosmic Customer Care show.
But I feel like I'm wearing multiple hats at the same
time,
because it's like okay, but I'm also kind of like with half an ear kind of tuning in. Hey, how is it going on the tech side? Are we like getting there? Do I need to like dip out and download the drivers for the thing so that the music can play properly? All this stuff.
The multiple hats, we had that conversation yesterday in the monastic mastermind. Actually, you heard that, right? Like, because Le Beau, our quartermaster, the Pipilota, which is the other side of the story that this thing revolves around in this crossover episode, was getting this meditation to taking us through in our journey of Circuit 4 evolution. We go through when we were children and in friendships and the hats we take there, and then we're teenagers and then the hats and then the adulting hats and then
so many roles
we play in any given social context we enter. We might have like different hats we're juggling with as well.
We might not be aware that we're still playing roles that aren't really required or fitting anymore. So there is a lot to unpack here.
Exactly, there's a lot to unpack, and that's the part of the Hidden Treasures format kind of bit between us that we riff around these topics of exploration we're doing and unpack it on our own life stories mostly.
Yeah, but I feel like one big one that I'm learning in this circuit is don't explain yourself. Especially when we have so many different timelines. Like even if we manage to explain, it's not understandable anyway. Let's lean into that.
All right, let's lean into
that. You either you know what's going on or you don't, and if you don't, it's a vibes-based investment to listen to us or not. Like it's not going to be like, oh, because I understand the mythology.
Fair, and thus, the practice we have in both Cosmic Customer Care Service and the Hidden Treasures is one of myth weaving and storytelling. So the challenge maybe then is to tell a story without explaining ourselves.
Well, That's nice. Yeah, it's like
How can you create myth and story without
you-
going like explaining
it's like
yourself?
okay, and now well, and then you kind of come back to playing the roles that you're playing, but consciously. It's like what would this character that I'm playing now do? And you know who I have to think about is the Pope Francis who recently died. So Pope Francis wasn't, his name was never Pope Francis. Well, he didn't grow up being called Pope Francis.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
role.
In fact, his name wasn't even Francis.
Yeah.
But he definitely became Pope Francis.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a character. It's a character, and this is a conscious role that you play.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Well, Captain Mavis is also a role that I consciously play, and Captain Obvious.
is another character.
Is another character.
And I do feel like there's a bit of an audacity in Captain Obvious because he exists already, like he existed before I took on the mantle. Because he's present in the collective consciousness as an archetype. He gets invoked many times a day across the world.
Look at Captain Obvious stating the obvious. Yeah. Captain Mavis, on the other side, spawned out of a LARP.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, two different stories from LARP because
That's explaining.
Two characters mixed.
Mm-hmm.
That's explaining, all right. Mm-hmm.
What makes another thing that I encountered in this circuit was the fact that we kind of sacrifice pieces of our ego in order to build these characters.
Ooh.
And I wonder what makes it worth it.
Wow. Look at the Scorpio going for the deep end already.
Well, because if I say like, okay, let's not explain, like, really come up with
okay,
something more interesting to talk about. But then again, there I go explaining myself, which I wasn't supposed to be doing.
So difficult to get that one out, right? We were talking about that as well, that this need to explain
Yeah, I'm
comes
fasting it now.
You're fasting.
It's like the next octave of my fasting self-criticism.
Yeah.
Because explanation often comes as a way to like I said earlier today about that explanation is often a sign of that you don't really trust that your message or your act or your what you're bringing is going to land, and that you kind of want to like buy people's indulgence in
like, hey, here's a cool story I'm feeding you.
Yeah, letting you do it anyway, and it's like it's just not the thing.
It's just not the thing.
That's why art is difficult, because it requires that full dedication.
That full dedication.
Yeah, you don't get to be like, oh, you don't get to make apologies for your art and deliver it and expect it to land.
Well, to be honest, I had not pegged the Cosmic Customer Care Show or either our podcast as art. For me, it has been about service.
Yeah, but I mean.
And propaganda.
Yeah, but.
even if it's not pegged as art for you, that's great. But the attitude of art still better be present somehow.
Still better be present somehow, or else. Here comes the circuit for a consequence of the contractual bit.
Well, otherwise it just won't land. Yeah. There's a like if you still feel the need to explain it, then if you're not a believer, then why should I spend my time on your thing?
Oh no, I'm a believer in my thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a believer in my thing and in the bit, in the bit I'm playing.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a difference between like the dedication to service to it than if I would see it to the dedication as an art form. But I can see how that also merges in a way, like, but it's different hats.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah. I think I'm just referring to this idea of I'm still stuck on the explanation. That like this, when you give an explanation, it's like a sign that you're not really fully there yet yourself. With in terms of believing that your offering can stand on its own merits. And this is coming up for me because I'm fasting explaining myself. And that's revealing where the impulse to explain myself comes from.
Makes it more conscious when you start explaining yourself.
Yeah, like what the emotional impulse is. And then
So, what have you figured out about what the emotional impulses are that prompt I want to explain myself for you?
it's not always the same. But one is fear.
Fear of what?
Broadly, failure. And fear costs energy that's not being dedicated to the creative process in that moment. And that means I haven't fully invested in the creative process. Which becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because that's when it doesn't land. And then maybe an explanation becomes necessary, and the only result that the explanation can yield is that somebody who first didn't get it now nods and says, "Oh, that's a neat idea. Let me know when you manage to pull it off." Yeah.
Well, we have managed to pull it off. We are at least live on Twitch. Are we live on Substack yet?
Yeah, I want you to reshare it from your account over live on Juices. If you like.
Mm-hmm.
We're live on Juices and
It's got the audio sync.
That's nice. Good job.
That's yours. It's like
and that I restack it. So yeah, this is happening. This is happening.
So, that means that this time, if you want to call into the show, you can do that
that'll work.
through Zoom at some point. Messages to that effect, I'm sure, will end up in at least chat. I imagine the Y Radio account will post a link in the chat at some point. But you know, I'm happy to be surprised if it comes another way. So yeah, the Y Radio. This is another group where I feel like, okay, I'm in Berlin, and to be totally honest with you, I didn't really intend to move to another city. I was hoping to like go to the countryside, but as I did predict, the gravity well of Berlin is sucking me in. And one of the reasons for that appears to be that there's something to do here with this crew to
RV?
make radio, and I'm very
Can
happy about
you
that.
make a nice post there for
Yeah,
the note?
that feels like resonant with me. That feels like it's, you know, yeah, giving a little, it's making my heart giddy in some ways.
What's making your heart giddy?
Yeah, to make radio here with this crew, it's like it's gold. There's gold in it.
Now, like edging that edge between like storytelling and explaining, I do feel like a background story because there is diverging stories about
Yeah.
what has spawned this foolery of the Y Radio, and there is a story where you claim it was a full of good idea.
It was one of the original good ideas
From the fool.
Oh, I choose to remember it indeed. Well, the thing is now it's like, okay, we're talking about Circuit 4, this like social space, and there's also something about learning how to show up in
Community.
community and feeling, okay, what's my role? And then feeling free to take space, feeling free to, okay, if I unplug myself from the program of being a people pleaser who just looks for the niche that isn't filled yet and tries their best to perform whatever gap I think I see, to just be like, nah, I'm gonna be me. Might involve making some waves, might involve like coming up short in terms of filling the gaps I want to fill, and causing friction in like people who get triggered by, I don't know, me doing a better job at something that they kind of considered was their territory. And I don't know, like, yeah, I'm showing up. I'm not. It's not uneventful. It's not an uneventful thing for me to be there, and that's okay. I get to take up space. If that means I end up actually rejected from this crew, that's fine too. Like, because this autonomy is there. Because like, in a way, a real belief in yourself is like includes a belief that you belong somewhere.
And yet, for so many, it's so hard to find that sense of belonging, right? Like to create the feeling like I'm really part of a crew and we're pulling together, and there's community and there's reciprocity and care and love, and we're actually getting somewhere together as a crew.
Yeah. And I'm also happy to find out where, like, I'm also happy to get triggered.
There's medicine and trigger, right?
Yeah, I'm happy to get some of my illusions about myself dispelled in that. And that's also why, yeah. Then I posted earlier. This is like one of the first, on the first day of going into Circuit 4, I posted this note. It's better to be rejected for being yourself than to be accepted for performing for people pleasing. And then that I hate arriving at a cliche on my own account, but I did need to hear it.
And that was a conversation we had last night, and last night was a Circuit 4 call with the crew on the Pipilota, and two other pirates shared something like that as well, that like releasing the good guy program makes you, like, gives you the space to show up as yourself.
Yeah.
And also the good girl, right? And there's like this conditioning, this social conditioning that we have from a very early C2 imprint, like an emotional need to fit in and to censor ourselves in a way, to be good in however like the social configuration of where we're growing up, and our parents and school kind of like expects us to be. To be a good character, a good citizen, a good person,
And
whatever the
with
fuck
like
that
the
means.
consequence, it's not just C4 consequence, it's C2 consequence. It's like you don't get your needs met, you don't get your validation, you don't get your respect.
And you start hiding parts of yourself as well. Like that shit all goes into the shadow, right? That shit that's not received. That we cannot, the parts of us that we don't dare to express because we think it might risk or belonging, right? Because we're gonna get rejected for those parts. We start hiding them. We don't cultivate them. We don't let them be part of the fullness of who we are, and that also somewhat tames us in our power and self-expression.
It makes us tedious. Yeah, it makes us tedious and lifeless.
Anal.
Yeah, not. So, I'm learning to take a risk. Learning to take the risk, and then that's also one of the things that not explaining myself gives me one less out from showing up as myself and just it just has to be enough because I don't get to diffuse whatever situation comes, like, oh, but I actually meant this or that. Oh,
And yet, when we shift into a role that also has a function in a community, right? And especially as the topic of tonight is Cosmic Customer Care Service, like we go into service with this role. I feel like there's even something more than, showing up as myself in my need, but
right.
there we come maybe to the part of the sacrifice back, right? There's a part of yourself that you sacrifice for going fully into service.
Right. Like the same with Pope Francis. Pope Francis didn't become Pope Francis because it was like the ultimate expression of his ego's ambition. But it's there's a service in it and a sacrifice of your old self.
When you mention that, I notice some sadness coming up in me because it resonates, it lands. And I think that what I have noticed throughout like the Circuit 4 exploration weeks is that, time for friendship and also time to dedicate to my self-care is what I often like sacrifice for dedicating myself to the role of service I committed myself to.
Yeah, but there could also be an element of just rushing in that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been that's been coming up quite a bit lately for me. That there is a sense of I'm always rushing. I want to be on some sort of time, and which is also it's part of social convention, right? You say you commit to showing up at a certain time, and how much is it a value or something that you want to hold yourselves up to some standards?
It's not just about being on time. Sounds a bit like an excuse. It's like, or not an excuse, but there's a bit of it's like a bit of a diversion. I think that
maybe, but maybe not, because I mean, there is an internal thing with me and self-judgment and my Mexican programming, right? Because in Mexico, like being on time was never a thing, you know, like puntualidad mexicana is puntualidad mexicana, so it like happens like 10, 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes later, you know. Back in the day when we didn't have like smartphones to text someone, I sat up to 45 minutes or an hour waiting for someone on a bus station just to like when are they gonna fucking show up, and you don't know if they're gonna show up on time, and then it's like a decision of like, well, how long am I just gonna sit there and wait for this person to show up, and you just take the time?
Different
and
expectations between Mexico and Germany for
yeah.
sure.
And I have a German mother that for her it was always very important that things start on time, and then like guests always would show up late, and it like would create like meltdowns for her. So I do have like both an emotional story going on of my emotional attachment with the time,
Yeah, but I don't
and
think that's
then
what
the
I meant about
judgment
rushing.
of coming to Germany when you're like supposed to be always on time, and then you can't manage to be on time.
I don't think I'm talking about the being on time thing. Like I said, this is not. It's
You're
not really
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
The rushing is more like, ooh, like feeling the weight of your ambition, and then
Give me the Scorpio. Give me the Scorpio punch. Go on, give me the Scorpio punch. Don't hold back, Captain Obvious.
it's the slow gear is the power gear.
You keep saying that,
Mm-hmm.
but what if that is your vibe? And truth for you. And for me, I feel powerful and creative and at agency when, you know, also I feel the rush of the speed of things moving forward.
Yeah, but
But
when that sometimes when you go too fast, let's say you're in a car and you go too fast, your wheels start spinning. You don't get the traction, you don't get the movement. There's a lot of noise and busyness, but it's not leading to the kind of result that a deeper presence with it could yield. So there's a less efficient transfer of energy input to result, and there's just no substitute for presence. And when I see the rush expressed not just in like excitement of the momentum, but in stress that then leads to shallower breathing, rushed and where 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 details get overlooked because of the rush of the time pressure and the stress, kind of justifying an incomplete awareness,
process.
and then you kind of undermine your own well cultivated work ethic.
Yeah. And this happened, like, I noticed about like 3 times this week for me. Then later I felt like because I rushed it out of like some we need to start on time thing, there was a lack of preparation and a lack of attunement and a lack of presence in how things then unfolded, or it was like also more difficult to get to the place of like, okay, I've fully dropped in to the place where I can be of service also in integrity.
I guess since this is just like the way that things, this is just the way that the gap between like a fully realized circuits like 1, 2, and 3 basically shows up in the process of showing up, in dedicating yourself to service, and you find, okay, here the painful spots open up. Like for me now, when I feel like, oh, I brought stuff, but I didn't get all the necessary cables to do everything right, and it's not installed properly, and I just feel like I'm coming up short in a way that reveals aspects that I haven't integrated enough in the earlier stages.
And that I find like an interesting example of how, for a optimal circuit for functioning and performing, you do need to have an integrated circuit one, meaning that also then when you're in stress, you can like regulate yourself out of stress to show up, because circuit one is activated and you're like in fight flight mode, then you also cannot like fully show up. Or everything else gets more complicated. If you're in an emotionally unregulated state and not acting out of emotional sovereignty and emotional autonomy, then you go into this people pleaser patterns, attachment, dramas, loops, and
Because
gremlin fighting.
These are all little hooks and cheat codes, and try to catch up with yourself. Try to catch up with the slack that you have, that you're never going to catch up with in that way. You remember, the thing, this cliche comes to mind about meditation, like about this teacher who was said like, oh, I meditate every day for 30 minutes, and when I don't have time, I meditate for an hour.
Because if you manage to go like into full presence,
and then you have the flow state, and then everything fits, and then you, like, if you dream ambitiously enough, if you have a high enough vision, then the only way to reach it is through self-realization
and individuation.
Which for me implies like
doing the work.
not just doing the work, but like the way that you can tell whether you are there is if you've got that constant stream flow state on tap, or if you're rushing, filling in the gaps with plaster and you know, and then just when I notice I'm coming up short, the best way to solve that is to admit it to myself and be like, hey, I could be more present. I could be better prepared. Where am I letting my practice slip? And I know I'm not doing my yoga every day. So how can I expect to be at full mental, physical, integrated capacity? I cannot. And therefore I can also not expect to be realizing my ambitions at every turn. And no amount of rushing is going to solve that in the 5 or 15 minutes before the thing is happening. I just gotta accept this is where I am, meet myself where I am, do the best I can by returning to the presence, and give the gift that I managed to bring to the point anyway.
Anyway.
Give it anyway.
Give it anyway. Yeah.
And maybe there is a little bit of like where explanation becomes an offering rather than an excuse.
That I need a little bit of elaboration on.
Well, one of my kind of little hooks, little mantras that helps me on the path is the process is the product. The method is the message. I'm sharing what I'm learning about becoming aware of my own behavior and patterns. Because it seems to be something that I'm able to put words to in a way that may be helpful to others. So that's when explaining what's going on is part of the offering.
And I think that is one of the perils of the Hidden Treasures podcast.
The perils.
One of the perils.
Oh, the pearls.
Perils, yeah.
It may also be one of the perils.
One of the what?
Perils.
Perils. Interesting. The pearls and the perils.
Well, I mean, to get pearls, you have to dive pretty deep.
Yeah.
It's a perilous journey to get down to the pearls as well.
Yeah. The perilous journey for the pearls of the hidden treasures.
And I like that there's this subtle distinction of saying on the one hand, hey, don't explain yourself, and on the other hand, hey, know when the explanation is exactly the thing that you're here to give.
And that is where I think it becomes more about story weaving again and myth making. And coming back also to the podcast of last week, this like living the legend, committing to the bit.
Yeah, there's like this small self that we learn to play growing up in order to be in our families and in our social context of origin. And then some people just end up needing to get out of there and indeed to pursue their personal legend. And the individuation process does include like freeing yourself from or like ejecting yourself from the narratives that you grew up in. It's like a necessary part, the separation from the context that upheld you.
Yeah. And crafting your own.
And Berlin is kind of like a cliche place for doing that.
Yeah, because people will indulge you with whatever story you want to live out here.
It does seem that way.
Yeah. And people get to play around with different expressions of themselves, get to invent and reinvent their character every once in a while. I also like to think of Berlin as a place of many playgrounds, many social playgrounds. You know, like if you get tired of being part of one scene, you can just like switch scene, go somewhere else, do something else.
Yeah, but to me that does kind of trivialize, and it's kind of a, I don't know, it's not my style in a way to like want to ditch my social sphere and just re-roll the character I'm playing.
But you can.
But you can.
You can.
To an extent. Because relationships also build over time.
Yeah.
And through shared experiences.
But in Berlin, I mean, I find it a challenge, or it has. I found it a challenge to build consistent community and relationships that have a certain cadence, and I think that's what we're also attempting here at the Y Radio, in a way, with making radio with our friends and making this radio experience about being of a network of care. Where we show up for one another.
Yeah.
And where we try to be creative and through the community and through the caring for one another and through the showing up for one another, build something, create something, and offer that also in service of care to a broader network and a broader community. And yeah, we have some expectations, right? Aspirations and
Yeah,
expectations.
I like that. It's kind of like a feeling of that's breaking the cycle. You know, it's like a little bit goes a little bit deeper than this.
And then the why also has this part of like my story, your story, our story, right? So how can we, through story weaving and through, also creating this care narrative, give our gifts to the world, and the gift of the different why cats have to offer are multifaceted. We have DJs, we have therapists, we have people studying the mind, people studying the nervous system. We have tech wizards and all that, and everybody has a little bit of also their role to play for this production to exist.
You know what I think is that we always have, like everybody has talents and qualities, but there's something about deciding to wanna learn about each other and deciding to experiment with trying to figure out, hey, what can we do together? That isn't just like something that's fun to do and makes you feel like you have a community in a city that can also feel a little bit fleeting sometimes.
Because people are playing in many play fields,
Yeah,
right?
but
Like
there's-
the lot of people. That's my experience in Berlin. At least also as a self-employed person, that everybody has like different places, different fields, like different little communities they participate in, and then that does not create a consistent coherence of communities that are like keep repeating, right? And keep creating intimacy, keep creating trust, so that there can actually be caring for one another.
Yeah, well, one thing that we kind of usually touch on is the way in which things model, the next paradigm. And I feel like this experiment that we're running with the Y here is kind of to me, it's part of this. I feel like it's one expression of my personal sort of calling of being part of the change I want to see in the world. When I see things happen, to like, okay, give it a chance,
Show up.
put myself in it, and yeah, take part and give it a chance,
Contribute somehow.
Yeah.
That brings me back to a topic that we said we wanted to talk about, and I think that's a good one to wrap this segment up as well, because we've been at it for a while, which is not unusual when Captain Obvious and Captain Mavis get to talk on the hidden treasures. That we take it into
That's the game.
That's the game, right? To some depths, and then need to find our way back. Back to the surface with the barrels.
I remember I wrote down something.
It was about elders, stepping into the role of elders for a community, which is something like new role. Both of us are exploring in a way. And I mean, I'm in my early 40s, you're in your early 30s.
Late 30s, actually.
Late 30s, yeah.
But thank you. I feel like I've been here and there, inevitably, finding myself becoming like an elder in ways. Like
You told me the other day when you said you wanted to go to sci-fi, that your ambition there is to like step into that role of like the old hippie, the old dude
Yeah.
hippie.
I mean, yeah, that's fun because this is about the Overton window. You know, you gotta, if you have the capacity to be far out there, you know, you create space. This goes back to when you show up in social situations. Taking space creates space. This is something I believe quite firmly. So for some people, say like, "Oh, you take up so much space. It's really triggering. It's really like making it difficult, or it kind of escalates the vibe or something." No, 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 no. Yes, I take up a lot of space, but that creates space.
There's like space of protection that you also can create by
Yeah.
claiming space
Yes. It-
and creating that space.
Yes. Because there is it sets a tone. It does set a tone. It gives you a place to. I thought also about for people who, if there's, let's say you're on a dance floor and somebody is just totally owning the dance floor already, and just totally like, then people who would otherwise maybe not dance or not dance as expressively because they don't want to risk becoming the center of attention, get more space in which to dance without risking becoming the center of attention because somebody else is already the undeniable center of attention.
Like the spotlight goes to the big Leo in the middle doing his big Leo thing, and then the other people can have like a space outside of the spotlight where they don't feel as seen, and then dare to actually express themselves and
More, yeah.
feel like also being given permission to do so because there's this other person also taking up
And
a
there's
lot of
kind
space.
of and this kind of touches on that paradox of having of seeing it as a sacrifice to play a role or a character that's like an exaggerated version of yourself in some sense, and it's a form of service in another, where that draws attention to itself, yet somehow it's in service and it's not really about you.
Because it's for like if you step into a service position and a service role in a way, you're putting your life in service of something greater than you, like a cause, a purpose, something, right? Which also feel nice, and it's
Yeah.
a Circuit 4 topic, right? You dedicate yourself to a life of purpose, and when you do that, there's a certain like you give a lot of yourself to the role and to the function of that purpose, and that requires sometimes some like
Yeah, and
sacrifice of
that
more
is a
like
bit of a
emotional ego needs.
yeah, and even like the potential of the ego to create its own. It's like, no, you have now committed to the bit. You have now invested in a certain character, and that's something that you're gonna do anyway. So you might as well do it consciously.
While at some point also acknowledging and meeting the point that characters die.
Yes.
Characters die. In every good story, the characters also die at some point, right?
Yeah.
And can you let go of the character, like not getting too attached?
Oh,
To
that's
the
why I'm so
character.
happy with Captain Obvious. There's like, there's no, yeah. I have no real claim to this character, you know.
I think my attachment to Captain Mavis is a bit bigger, but I'm also way more invested and committed to the bit. And I think, yeah, well, I'm looking forward to exploring with you this part of life where we start exploring our roles as elders. I've had a few encounters of that within the Y community that I'm offered that role, and it's like moment like, am I there yet? Is that how, like, yeah, shit, sure, I'm in my 40s, like I'm an elder to these kids, and that means there is some looking up to happening and some like role modeling.
Right, but again, it's like the looking up to is not personal in a way.
It's to the role. It's archetypical, of course, yeah. It's archetypical. It's not about you, but it's just like, hey, this person has gone further along the path. They know some shit, you know, like maybe give them the microphones, put them in front of the cameras, and have people listen to them.
Yeah, and there's the and and even if it's not about these people knowing some shit, even if it's just like there is an inherent need to to invoke and invite the idea that somebody steps up into the role of the elder, and you give them that sort of role, and just because every community needs it.
And to be honest, I hate this phrase now, but what's coming up for me is this: I did not have good elder role models. And I noticed a couple of years ago that I started craving having some elders as well, to sort of like, hey, yeah, okay, you go through your 20s, you go through your 30s, and it's like, yeah, inventing it as I go, you know, doing my stuff and finding my own path, blazing my own trail and whatnot. And then at some point you arrive at like, wait a minute, you know, you don't have to invent everything yourself and do everything from scratch.
Well,
There's people who have walked
but
paths.
you do have to invent everything yourself if you create your community just out of like one tranche of the generational slice. If you just take only people in the same age group, then you do have to invent it all from scratch. And it can be quite creative, but you see that sometimes these communities have like a shelf life, because at some point everybody moves into a different phase of life altogether, and they end up reprioritizing things, and the community doesn't really function anymore. Whereas if you build a community that has a full representation spectrum of people in phases of life, then you can shift through them, and the community, if it has good connections to other communities or to the public at large, to fill people in and out, you can sustain it more easily, more readily, in a way that it can move and grow with people changing where their priorities are in the phase of life they're in.
And there's like a transfer of experience happening between generations,
Right,
and a transfer of impulses and creation, right? Like,
and the impulse to create inside the Y radio is also, like, inside the Y is also already, sure, most people there doing all the heavy lifting off screen are younger than us. But they're also not the youngest anymore, because when you just show up in Berlin for the first time, you're like 20. You're just like, in a way, you're just like, maybe you have something, but a lot of it is just consuming and like exploring, like, wow, what's here, what's already going on, and eventually you kind of find, okay, and now I have my taste, I have my, and I want to do a little bit more. It's not enough anymore, and that's, you want to create, you want to be a creator in that field.
And at the same time, and coming back to tying that to the beginning of our conversation, the time for yourself, taking time for yourself, like the eremit role as well, like retreating from all the boss in Berlin, of like all the things you could be doing in Berlin.
No, this is something I'm gonna, that I feel strongly about offering, and like making space for that to be possible. So I'm really glad that my primary abode here in Germany is going to be the countryside. So I can also bring people out there when they're like, all right. And
Overwhelmed
maybe
is
then
the
you
best
have the
thing.
role of the elder. Maybe it becomes also that then I become somebody who can say, hey, maybe come hang out with the birds for a weekend, you know?
Connect back to nature.
Yeah. You could use some touch grass. You know. I'm driving then and then. Come catch a ride, and bring you back a couple days later. But let's take a little detour into the forest and
Ground.
yeah, and that maybe as an elder, if you perform that role of the elder with the necessary presence, gravitas, and that you own it, that they're like, okay, yeah, I'll take your word for it, and it's like,
I see myself in that too. Like at some point, setting up space somewhere where I can be chill and ground and resourced, and then people just come, and it's like it's about gravitas, about like come and sit with me and
and there's something about that that's when you have that presence, when you have that alignment, there's no need for the explanation. You don't have to say, oh, you look a bit tired, or oh, whatever. It's just like, hey, come, if you have time, let's go to the woods or something. And be like, yeah, okay. That you just hear, that is just
the transmission
includes
that is included in the vibe that you bring out through presence.
and then you don't have to explain, because you're not asking somebody to make a conscious decision, really. You're asking,
you make invitations.
you're making an invitation in a way that fits the role. It's like let's go through the motions of performing the roles. And it's like there's a trust.
So to conclude this bit, and then we're gonna turn into a bit of music. The last question that I asked all the cats in the first segment. No.
I want to conclude. I want to conclude because you decided, like, you didn't ask me if I was ready to conclude. You just said I want to conclude in a bit, and I feel something. And there's about this commitment to the bit. That if you have the commitment to the bit, it's also makes it possible for the others in the group to play along, to also commit to it. At some point, the commitment to the bit becomes a commitment to the group, becomes a commitment to the collective, and becomes to your
And then it's modeling the showing up.
And then everybody is able to let their guard down and allow the magic of the ritual, of the social makeup to work.
The magic of the ritual of the social makeup.
Yeah. It's like when you have a space where a respected teacher says, okay, it's time to do this. That's the next thing that happens. And that's not for the glorification of the ego of the teacher being listened to. And it's not a moment to, like, okay, let's get into a debate on the pros and cons, and let's make sure that all the 12-year-old pupils have a clear, conscious picture of the reasons why they're going along with this. We're letting the magic of the role work. Because it's something that we all trust is done with presence and awareness, and it's real, like it's legit. Even if you made it up.
What made up
Even
what?
if you're having fun doing it.
You mean the bit? Even made the bit up.
Even if you made the
Bit
bit up
up,
and you have a lot of enjoyment out of committing to it, it still works because even though you're enjoying it, you also have developed the presence that comes from understanding it's not about me. As much fun as this is to do, I'm not doing it because it's fun, but it's a calling. It's a real inner present belonging, somehow everything fits together thing.
There was
a
a
complete
call and you
package.
answered the fucking call of the Cosmic Customer Care Department and you said yes to a shift and then it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So you do your shift at the Cosmic Customer Care Department and you commit to the bit.
right. And it works if you work it.
So the last question, can I ask you the last question now that I ask all the Cosmic Cats that sit with me in the first segment of the Cosmic Customer Care Show because I want to tie in back
Yeah. I mean,
the
sometimes I
context,
forget that we're at the Cosmic Customer Care Show right now and not at the
Hidden Treasures.
Okay, but go.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
the last
I'm just
question?
building a bridge back to that.
Excellent.
So you already talked about it, so I'm prompting you to just like give it the most precise last words to that without a big story and explanation. What's your why for the why?
Oh, I don't know. Right place, right time. Synchronicity. And there's a sense of, subconsciously, there's a sense of like, I'm charmed by the characters. I do feel a little bit of a pull, like, oh, I want them to like me. But I know that's not, in my explorations of yes, but why, yes, but what does it feel like? That did kind of fall away, like, yeah, but there's not a big priority. That's not the why. The why is I feel alignment between the mission statement of the why and my own purpose and calling.
Beautiful. That ties it together for me for this segment. Circuit 4 of the Hidden Treasure podcast, where we explore characters, values, purpose, roles.
Now, as a summary, like Circuit 4 kind of feels like okay, now that you have your autonomy, or now that you have your sovereignty,
and your dedication to your story,
where does it fit? Where do you fit together? And I think that for many people, as long as you get your first 4 circuits right, that can be a life well lived. You don't necessarily need to, tap in further than that. But, we are living in the post-psychedelic era, and
there comes more.
I'm just saying.
There comes more.
I'm just saying. You can spend your whole life
dedicating yourself to showing up in some social game of belonging, some social game of purpose.
Fully believe that you go to heaven after doing that.
Family domestication. You can dedicate yourself to just like nurturing family your whole life, and that can be a fulfilled life as well.
Yeah.
But we're the kind of creatures that have like purpose and higher calling and stuff, and revolutionary minds and psychedelic minds as well.
That ship has absolutely sailed.
There's no fulfillment and yeah, okay. But that is a bit of a peek ahead to the episode in 2 weeks when we start navigating into the Circuit 5 waters, which is again more presence and flow and play.
And for
now, I would say we move on.
Customer care segment, which usually
is music, the next one. But before we go to the music, and I think our DJ is already ready to.
Is he?
No, yeah. He's ready to try with the
text a little complicated. We'll make it work.
Okay, so we're gonna try now to delight you with some tunes next. This concludes the first segment, the Hidden Treasures podcast, usually on Substack every Monday at 7:30 with Captain Obvious and Captain Mavis. And in the Cosmic Customer Care, the first segment is me chatting with a cat, someone from the radio, to see like, yeah, what's the radio community and collective about, and what's her role in that as well. So that fits also perfectly nice. It does. It's congruent. It's quite congruent.
No
It's
doubt,
quite congruent.
Like I said, the synchronicities are pointing the way towards something.
Yeah. And to let the viewers know now that you can call in at any time. Like, we're gonna put you up with some tunes now by JC. You can call up. We have some chats also in
hotline
the
is
Zoom.
open.
The hotline is open, even if when we're just talking.
There's a link to a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, where you will find your higher self. And you can have a conversation with your higher self. You can also let us know if you want to come on the show in the next segment, because after we come back from the music, we'll keep having conversation, but this is where you can call in as well to hear, to be heard out, so you can bring in some stories, some psychedelic stories, because dreams, or if you want a tarot reading, we can pull some cards.
Do some astrological chart readings, even.
You can do that. I cannot. So we're in the next segment. I'm gonna present to you Captain Obvious as Cosmic Customer Care Agent as well, like in his different versions of giving care and being of service.
Classic.
And while we do that, you can also start calling in the back room, meeting your higher self, and chat with a cat. And later on, we can take you on air as well.
If you want.
If you want to share your story live.
Basically, the hotline is not necessarily live on air. You can make that if you go to the back office, and there you can decide whether you want to come into the show or if you just want to chat with your higher self or with a cat. Chat with a cat, yeah.
And right in time, the cat also makes its entering and demands attention in a very no. So yeah, it's time for music, and see you later in a while, Crocodile, after the first set of DJ JC gifting you some tunes tonight at the Cosmic Customer Care radio show.
after I've died. Why am I here? Is there really a God?
Welcome ye back ye.
Yeah, welcome back to the Cosmic Customer Care Show. Tonight on May the 5th. My name is Mavis, and with me here for the second segment of the Cosmic Customer Care Show is the interview with an agent of Cosmic Customer Care. Again with me, Captain Obvious, but in maybe another name and another hat.
Well, so now I'm a Cosmic Customer Care agent.
Yeah.
Rather than, so we just finished basically our weekly show. And now we do the Cosmic Customer Care Show.
Yeah, the second segment of the Cosmic Customer
And
Care
that
Show.
is the hotline call-in segment of the show. So if you feel like you want to call in, feel free to do so. Apparently there is a way to do it. Through Zoom.
Through Zoom, right? So if you follow us on Twitch, you'll get there the link to the Zoom, or you find it also posted on Substack.
It is posted on Substack?
It is
On yours?
posted on my Substack, Captain Mavis23. You can go to the latest post. There is also a link to the Zoom.
So that's where you find the Zoom link. Okay, great.
Or in our Telegram channel from the Y Radio, and also in the Chaos Surfing channel. You find the call-in line
but
to
the idea that somebody might be watching this and also have access to the Y Radio Telegram channel is they probably already have the Zoom link.
Probably.
So,
All right. Fair enough. So you are now the Cosmic Customer Care agent that I would like to talk to for the second segment.
and from how I understand the Cosmic Customer Care Show is that every agent has their own field of work.
Exactly. Because we want to provide care, Cosmic Customer Care, which is care for psychonauts, edge sweaters.
If I get it right, this is also ties in with the navigating the 8 circuits along the maps.
That's right, because we want to provide service on all of the circuits. So for your body,
You're really taking this world building situation quite seriously. I think the audience is maybe like maybe takes a while to figure out, like, Captain Mavis here is becoming the DM of a very large game world.
actually, when I was reading my Circuit 4 scroll last week, again, I was like, okay, what are the quest levels for Circuit 4? And the highest quest level is game world building. And I reminded myself that back then when I did the possibility management training in 2019, and they were speaking also about, like, we need game world builders, people that build alternative societal game worlds we can inhabit and live in and create in are needed, right? And I was like, yeah, I feel like a game world builder. I want to build a game world. And then I forgot about this intention, and now I am actually moving into that space where I realize that I am indeed creating a complex game world. Mythopoetic.
And inside it,
there's Cosmic Customer Care agents
who take charge of particular parts of the map. Or rather, the map provides language to describe things that go on that have... Well, I feel like our ability to speak about the things that could be considered in the purview of the Cosmic Customer Care, we've kind of lost our ability. Actually, our ability has been stolen to speak about these things. And this is in the de-indigenization of Europe under the scoundrel Julius Caesar, who if you want to read a proud and even gleeful first-hand account of, the first-person perspective on what it's like to commit a genocide, you could read Julius Caesar's memoirs on his.
You're making quite a turn here. I'm just gonna throw the ball back to you because
Oh,
you
you caught my game.
yeah.
First,
So
I tried to get you to talk about you.
yeah,
Then I
yeah.
tried to talk about history.
Exactly. It's just
But it's not helping, is it? I have to address the fact, who are
you. No, I think I want to rephrase that question because it's who are you? So with like this difficult conundrum of self-definition, right?
No, yeah.
But like the question is rather like what kind of cosmic customer service do you offer? And if you will, you can explain that according to the territories of the 8th Circuit map where you find yourself being or like
Interesting.
at capacity
Yeah.
to serve as a guide and a service provider.
So, I think I'm also. I feel a call to take part in the story. Perceiving even. So, because for me the maps offer, in a way, a fulfillment of a collective desire to start somewhere in terms of literally mapping out the territory. Like, this feels like something that Terence McKenna always called to do. Is, hey, psychedelic journeying is the exploration that we're doing. When you have this meme like born too late to discover the map, born too early to wander the stars, born just in time to take psychedelics and or order LSD from the dark web. And it's like, yeah, but there is the realm for us to explore is of consciousness as such, and the shape of our being in it. And in exploring the psychedelic realm, there is a need for a map. And here we have a map, and we go on exploring, and so I would like to mount expeditions to zoom in, to go somewhere specific. Okay, we're gonna go this area. We're gonna see how let's get a high resolution of another perspective on the map. When you see old maps from hand-drawn maps from people who are mapping the world based on watching a coastline pass by as they just sail coastal waters.
And from stories that people told them about the territory.
So and then it says here by dragons, or here's oh yeah, there was this. I saw a peak and it was wet, and okay, let's go find out. And I've been inspired by your way to do the grand tour in 3 months. I think that's fun, and I want to do little expeditions, workshops where we zoom in on a particular part, and allowing myself to think in those terms about the different things I could see myself offering. That contour, often when something is a boundary, it is also the same material with which the cell has structure. So for me, realizing that, stepping into a story on the one sense seems like a boundary, like it seems to narrow. It's suddenly I'm in this story. Yes, but the fact of the contours of the story offering also structure. It's like an exoskeleton. So there I feel that things that didn't seem connected first, because I didn't see what their common endoskeleton was, do make sense within one of these meta narratives. So suddenly, because I have a desire to do breath work. I have a desire to do to do writing prompt exercises and tarot cards and astrology. I like this too. And I feel like none of it is the answer, but I like offering the low-hanging fruits of different practices to get a little palette of like what to start working with. It's like in a way introducing some tools to would-be wanderers and psychedelic explorers in a way to get like a crash course on consciousness hacking.
So you would like to do maybe the basic tool sets for the psychonaut, going on exploration, base camp training here, to give like a full set of like, this is the things you can pack in your back before you go.
Yeah, it's like Captain Obvious's rules of thumb for the
Thumb of rules.
yeah. Yeah, for the early onset psychedelic miscreant self starter.
Wow, miscreant self-starter.
Maybe not
That's
miscreant,
a
yeah.
peculiar choice of words there, Captain.
Yeah,
Obvious.
I'm digging around. English is a second language.
I see you also doing that was the first thing that came to mind for me when I talked to you about that. An expedition to the archipelago of archetypes and exploring different archetypes for a certain amount of weeks with a group of people.
Yeah, but like explore. But I come to the realization, or now that you mention it, and I feel like I have thought about it for a bit. It's like archetypes as such are hard to see. Like you can't catch yourself blink in the mirror.
We can play Invocation of Archetypes game.
Yeah, but that's the risk reward ratio is unclear to me in terms of me feeling at capacity to hold space for such an exploration.
I see.
I feel like there's plenty of things that are less risky, that seem to be helpful. Like if I can get people to
Breathe.
breathe through their noses in a week, like I'll pretend all kinds of other games are the real aim, as I kind of
You'll pretend.
in a way it's layers and layers of pretense. Because the whole point is that you are able to do it all the time. That it becomes your nature. It's not a second nature. I hear somewhere second nature. No. Nature. Like that we
Well, integration at the point that you practice, you practice, and then you integrate. And when you integrate a behavior, a practice, embody certain information that you get into your system, then it becomes your nature. But you have some other good qualities and skills that I have witnessed in you that I think that you could share with people, and you've given it also like an attempt to put that out, which is like dream interpretation. Dreaming, and dreaming and supporting the dreamer in like learning the symbolisms of
Right.
their own mind.
Because I notice I don't really believe in my ability to interpret other people's dreams. There's different kinds of dreams. With some dreams you can say that, but with many dreams you cannot. And this is described in The Alchemist also.
Paulo Coelho.
Where this character goes and talks to a woman who says, oh, you have a dream? Well, I could try to interpret it, but if it's a dream in the language of the world, then yes, I can interpret it for you. If it's a dream in the language of the soul, only you can interpret it. because it's speaking to you.
But you still can help a person unpack the symbolism of the dream in a way, right? Like in a process, I imagine, similar to coaching, transformative coaching, where it's a lot about listening to the own word weaving of the person you're talking to and try to speak into, like, tap into the symbolism of their language, to tap into their world and be able to reflect it back to them in a way that through that reflection and that mirroring, they get, like, the information lands, and it's a process of, like, unpacking then the metaphor and the symbolisms. And I've seen you do that. Like, I've been at the receiving end of that, and also witnessed you with other people, like, what's there in the dream, and what
Yeah.
could the symbols mean, and try to like, with the dreamer, find meaning to the dream.
If you say so.
And I do think
What I
that
mean is,
a lot of psychonauts indeed have, like, I mean, the people at some point you take on the dreaming quest, right? It's like, okay, like there's a lot of subconscious content and stuff that is happening within me, right? That is part of my experience that I'm not processing consciously, but I can, because dreaming is a practice that takes some at least. I've noticed that in times when I make it more intentionally, that I want to work with dream work, then also more dreams come to work with, and I can practice journaling and keeping a diary, and then it becomes easier to
Right.
become aware of the dreaming, right? And if you don't do that, maybe not so much, but if you start consciously working with the dreaming, I have found it's good to have a companion to talk to unpack what's going on within me in the dreaming, because sometimes, like, if you're not apt at, like, working with the symbolism of dreams, it's not easy to get what the dreaming is trying to tell you. And I find that you have some qualities in, like, yeah, wandering around the dreaming and living the dream. Or what was your bit? You wish you could dream for a living, he said, to himself in a dream.
I don't think I used those words specifically.
No?
But yeah, there was a instruction to myself to dream for a living.
To dream for a living.
And I can imagine, so as a one-off, I'm happy to do dream interpretations because it's funny to do. But I don't know if that's how I would like, if we're talking about doing these expeditions, I imagine taking a small group for a weekend workshop or for a week, and like 5 days, something like this. Take people out of the city and focus on something clear, or give some instructions about different things. So yeah, let's say a week, and it's breathing and dreaming. You come in, and after the week, you will be breathing through your nose and having started a dreaming practice where you take a closer look at how dreams weave their way into the narrative structure of your waking life. On how progress that your psyche makes in dreaming is counted when you're awake, which allows you to evolve more. See, this relies a bit on a belief or a way of viewing the world, that the world is in communication with you. The world is even an accurate and real-time reflection of your psychic makeup and progress. These are my hang-ups. But makeup, good enough for now.
Like a reality tunnel evolution.
Yeah, it's like a mirror. It's a mirror. and it's trying to show you something specific. And well, it's like the karma idea, that people kind of get what they need to evolve or whatever. Like, oh, you made a soul contract to let this. I don't know how much use I have with the sort of meta-narrative structures about why it's happening. I'm just observing something, which is that it definitely seems to be that if I refuse to learn my lessons, situations keep repeating. But when I do integrate stuff and I'm learning, I also feel like, wow, the moment I feel capable of like handling a situation clearly, in a way, those situations suddenly don't appear anymore. And there's new situations that require a new adaptation. And it seems like when I learn my thing, we move on. The narrative seems to move on.
Like you hack the quest.
Yeah.
You get, the story unfolds further, and you can get like new kind of quests.
Sometimes you get like
Spiraling.
retests, where you go like, hey, do you still know that? Check. Can you
Still checking,
yeah.
checking.
Then you learn the next paradigm, and then you bring that, and for a while you get checked on that next paradigm, and then you're back on, I don't know, maybe Pluto is opposite Mars again or whatever, and you're like, hey, you remember this? But can you also now combine it with the new layer, and then can you simply like, and does that combination take the shape of being able to hold them at the same time? And then you can, okay, we go down one layer, or have you found a way to like build something, let them interact in a new way that creates its own topology? In that sense, are you creative with the things you've learned? And then you bring in all the elements of yourself, and it gives it like you're building a dragon kite. Can you fly this? And then you have a more intricate possibilities of the next story that it unfolds. And in
Becoming
dreaming,
a more the active story weaver, story dancer of your life in a way. Yeah.
and in dreaming, you grow extra arms and extra heads for doing that. And it's like, what did you say? Like we spend 40% of our lives asleep.
Yeah. I just wanted to come to that.
And we sleep and we dream about half of that. It's like you spend, it's like
Yeah.
one-fifth part. And it's very funny because the physical dimension is always seen as like a four thing, like a four structure. And the fifth part, like the spirit, is like the soul, is where the one time in a way when you're free from your corporeal demands and expectations, you have a
Whole new other dimensions to explore.
dreams aren't just one thing. Some dreams are just one thing in terms of like, oh, this is just another like psychological reflection period. But sometimes dreams are
Really wild stories that connect also over, like, there's an evolution to dreaming. I remember while we were doing Underworld dream analysis, you and I this winter, that for me, the story about working with the animals, we were like doing animus integration through dream work, and that there was a clear evolution in the animals' dreams, and they started appearing in a three-sequence dream, very distinct three sequences that I could recall every time I had an animals' dream. Like there was like a
they all had like a clear beginning, middle, and an end. It was very interesting to see.
and then also there could be seen in the next animals' dream that there was an evolution of character in the animals. They got like certain quests, and I responded differently, and there's a storyline evolving over, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 dream sequences that all had this like 3 scenes story evolving. That was interesting, and the more we talked about that and made that also that story arc conscious, the more things started shifting for me internally, and we'll see about externally now that certain Circuit 4 quests have completed.
And now I want to kind of completely interrupt our whole flow. I feel like, okay, that's a great way to wrap up one part of my Cosmic Customer Care work, is the dreaming. Now, let's go into another one. Because I don't know if I love to, but I observe people sometimes it feels like with such unscrupulous scrutiny that it almost feels voyeuristic to keep my observations to myself. Which it helps me at least find a decent reason for the constant lingering sense of anxiety in each social interaction I have, because now at least I have something that like, oh, this, like, I don't know how to broach topics. Like, I really like, for instance, about the breathing. I want everybody to breathe through their nose, especially when they're talking. Because the time spent breathing, where we're not gasping for air to get the next word in, gives a natural flow to the conversation, where I have a much more clear sense that someone is comfortable enough and deeply ingrained enough in the material that they're not afraid to pause, because they're not afraid to lose the track of their thoughts. And that they're happy to combine where they are with anything I might have to bring on, or a question. I genuinely get a sense that I get better words out. When my first priority isn't speaking them, but breathing right. While there's a degree of hyperfocus in it, the result itself feels effortless. And my ambition in speaking is one where there's no space for the arrogance of wanting to claim it, calling it mine, carving out the space in time. It's like, huh.
I said that.
Yeah. And I beat everybody else to the punch.
Well, I can attest to the slowing down and breathing having served me as good medicine already in the time I know you, and I more and more get to practice that.
But I feel discomfort or invitation to growth in putting on the mantle that it feels like it places me in as a process.
The mantle it places me in as a process sounds very poetic, Captain Obvious, but what? What do you mean by that?
That stepping into that role, it feels like there is a stepping into a role. There is an archetypal charge to it, but perhaps it's just the natural product of integration, individuation, these kind of, this building, you build your character by how you grow a plant. You give it water, you feed it. Not trying to understand and control too much. I have not had much success trying to control things.
Well,
I have greater desire to control things than I have ability.
but it does not bring out the outcome that all that trying to control thing wants to. Well, I heard a wise man say that it depends. If you have awareness of what the turf is you can control, and you only try to control the things that are within the turf you can control. But if you try to control things that are outside of the turf that you can, in sovereignty, control, is when things spiral out of control.
And then you even, in wasting all that energy, you even get slippage in what was previously your actual domain, which you're leaving unaddressed.
So yeah, I do think you do have good medicine in terms of slowing down, and it seems like the breathing that you practice and you very obnoxiously as well sometimes
that's
try
the
to
thing.
preach other people to adopt.
Yeah, no, but this is one of the hesitations I have. I feel like my style of, in a way, like immediate feedback. I feel like I'm quite strict in. I feel like I have quite a strict disciplinarian streak as a teacher, which I feel is like a paradox.
Yeah, a paradox to the rest of your character, which is rather airy and flowy. And then when he puts on the teacher's hat, suddenly it's like, breathe through your nose.
And I'm starting to now that I'm looking at this like as a this is becoming conscious. It's not something I really had a clear ever words about, or I wouldn't know how to describe this until now. It's like, no, okay, now we're holding it in hand, and then it feels like a lot of my resistance is crumbling and turning into curiosity. It's like, okay, if that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to change this. I'm going to see where this takes me. I'm going to see where this lands.
Well,
Not a priori judge it, because it does feel at the very time the thing that I need to cultivate in order to be able to push hard enough on that to really do it is that same strength and structure and boundaries that give structure to the thing and the boundaries around it. It feels like this is it is finally giving me an area where I cannot give myself any more excuses to avoid practicing appropriate amount of assertivity.
Yeah, well, good that you connected to your anger during your underworld journey, because that is what you also can tap into when you need to assert yourself.
Maybe there's that. Yeah, I like this. The prior fear of over boiling the anger. It's like when you are, in a way, when you are quite strict, not to take it personally, so that it doesn't create conflict and friction, because it's a very, very delicate thing to do.
I think I would like to tie this in with the service, the actual service. If you would be working one-on-one, for example, with someone, guiding them in a way through the territory, through their psychedelic journeying territory, how do you see supporting them with this 2 or maybe 3 combinations of give you have? Because I hear a lot, it's also about cultivating presence, what I preach.
I didn't say that I was. I mean, I can answer the question when you describe a one-on-one coaching situation. I feel like that's different. I feel like the main thing there is curiosity.
Yeah, like becoming very curious about like what the person on the other side is sharing, experiencing, expressing. The when we come back to like why radio, right? Why Cosmic Customer Care? Because it actually is about listening, deep listening. And I think that this breathing technique of yours also helps with that, because sometimes, especially the ADHD human side of brains, often like intersecting the words, rapid. But if like before you start like spilling out the words, like it helps as well to like get back into like, oh yeah, wait, I was listening, and this other person is still talking. So coming back to like presence and listening, and what we want to cultivate and offer to people as Cosmic Customer Care agents is that like deep quality of listening to the stories, the experiences, the challenges, the struggles, the dreams, the symbols, the narratives, the myths that are unfolding in people's lives. And yeah, I think like that's why also the game, the wordplay, right? The curious cosmic cats, maybe the curious cosmic cats. So it would be like that offering that space of listening and being curious, and then maybe, so what I hear or what can weave into that is like the supporting in weaving the different symbols into a myth, into a story that can help the psychonaut as well, and like navigate their waking life and their life post trip.
And another thing I'm really interested in is this, like doing the video stuff and recording podcasts, and I think that's also if you have like video of yourself, it's so interesting to watch it and get the reflections that way.
If you actually do watch the footage then and take the time to face your reflections. Or not just put the transcript into the robot and let the robot like give
Because
you
the robot has no sense for. That's the thing. I did think about making the robot like back in the 2010s. I was collecting so much data, like just writing and realizing I didn't have a structure for it, and then I came up with an excuse why I didn't need a structure for it, because it was just collect the data, because there's going to be robots, and you'll be able to train them what to look for in your diction, in your tone of voice, your rhythm, your tempo, your key, when you're on it. And then I can train the robot saying, look, this is the gold I'm looking for.
Well, I'm trying to train my ChatGPT to look for the gold.
For now, the robot has not proven capable of discovering, like, it hasn't proven a good judge of character.
You think so?
Yeah.
This is another conversation we shall have at some point, but not in the context of the show tonight.
Yes.
Because I think
but yeah, I feel like
I would really like. It's
as,
2022.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as an answer to the question of what kind of cosmic customer care agent am I happen to be a Scorpio.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen it all from people, and I feel like I'm I'm much too curious about what's going on in people to judge them. Not because I'm against judging, but because curiosity yields more interesting results. And yeah.
Well, this is actually one of the favorite medicines that I get from Captain Obvious. The Scorpio, the Scorpio mirror, which is quite a deep mirror because he observes people and he sees the patterns. And when you invite him to be your Scorpio mirror, he does give you sometimes quite a bit of a like deep sting and points out where where exactly the medicine is to look at. And I've had some very good processes.
And while I appreciate that description, it's like with the dreaming. I'm in a way more interested in helping you develop your edge and your awareness and introspection practice than to provide it for. Although that's a lucrative arrangement, and if you really want to offload all this work onto me, okay, I have some capacity for that.
I've learned as well that good coaching consists mostly on supporting the other person in figuring themselves out and empowering them to continue their practice of growth and self-awareness.
Yeah, because I'm not interested in, or maybe in subconsciously receiving people's projections about stuff and playing this role. No. If it's about, okay, let's have a bit of support to get through some difficult situation, or just get another perspective, that's fine. I don't know. But this is murky waters. It's difficult to see where to tread. I'm much more happy to share what I know about things than to try and get too involved in people's personal lives. And it's like, yeah. So I feel like there's a degree of hesitation I have about, in that sense, coaching, or my perspective of what it means. Yeah.
Well then,
But
maybe this made sense, maybe it didn't.
maybe it's also about needing to have better boundaries for myself.
There's a question in the room. Is that right? There's a question in the room. There's a hand raised in the room, and I am interpreting as a question.
Humor. Can you teach someone to be funny?
No, but most people are funny. Most people are funny. Most people are funny in unguarded moments, and
Maybe it's about giving them permission, getting them to the place of permission to be funny.
yeah, it's like show your ass. It's like a bit of it's exactly the repressed shadows thing. And if someone's never funny, they're in a way trying to hard.
Like permission to be a fool. Feel of permission to make a fool of yourself so that you can unleash your funny side.
Yeah, but you can't give somebody that by describing it.
No. Yeah. I'm not saying description. A transmission that someone can give, also as a teacher in many ways, is not necessarily oral transmission, but if it's an embodied transmission, by the act of hanging out with you and engaging with you and you showing up as the fool that you are, transmits into their system the permission to also be a fool. The same way that someone that is embodying audacity in a way also transmits the permission to be audacious, or somebody that shows up in an embodied sense of intimacy or authenticity in who they are, gives permission to others to express those parts of themselves or show parts of themselves they would not show to someone else. So it's not only a way.
I can teach people to be funny. You know what? I can. Yeah, but it's not because you're learning to be funny. It's because you're learning that being polite is never going to get you anywhere, and that this world is not waiting for anything but all of you. And if you only give it little pieces that you predispose to be correct or that adhere to what you think is what you need to be giving, you're only going to ever give maximum 67% because you're hiding, because you're afraid. And maybe you have such a great capacity that somehow 67% of your best fools 80% of people, and therefore your shtick works. But you never have to be all in and give yourself properly. And then you end up chasing your own tail. And then you're in a way trapped in the seeming almost functional space of the grind. And I'm so not about it. And there are shortcuts, but
And Scorpio medicine at that point can sometimes be the shortcut. It stings.
cut the bullshit. It's like in a way I'm not pampering.
You're not.
I noticed that I have spent a lot of my time or my life like cultivating some kind of patience and indulgence with people, but at some point I realized no. There's play, there's space, but I'm done enabling people in persisting with something that they, in a way, don't want to do. But ego attachment circuitry firing on autopilot keeps giving dopamine because it seems to work, because you seem to be getting away with half-assing something and still ending up roughly in control, which is like the ego's little kiddie pool idea of swimming in the true wide ocean of life.
I'm just gonna let those words land. Let's take a breather. Take a breather. Let's let those words land.
I don't need to. This is just another day in the office. It's just another day in paradise. You know, it is our birthright to swim continuously in a reel that so much of the bullshit has shown up to obfuscate, but it's permanent. The reality is always here. Your presence is deep enough to connect you to everything all at once, all the time. There's no lack. There's nothing missing. There's no. I'm not afraid of your capacity to hold yourself, because I'm learning what it's like to hold me, and I wish the same for you every day of the week. And it's and learning not even to feel any particular way about it. It's how many angels can you balance on the pin of a needle? We'll start with one.
Yourself.
It's
To find the balance within yourself.
and the joy and the gratitude and the humility. humility not to make yourself smaller, but humility to risk the truth of you showing up.
Which ties beautifully back to the first segment we had. Showing up as your full self, bringing all in, sharing your medicine, sharing what you have in community, going into service, and offering that. And each of the people that sit here in the couch with me in the second segment of the Cosmic Customer Care Service show have something, some medicine to share, some way of showing up for community, some way for showing that they care about your journey, about what happens in your mind, about what happens in your story, and offer you your curiosity, their deep hearts, their presence when you call in while we talk here on the couch, because we have already right now some Cosmic Customer Care agents in the back that I think some people have been talking to, at least Sandra. And I'm curious if there's any last caller in that would like dare to just like jump on
We
us.
have another half hour.
No, we have. I would say like I would like to hear some more tunes by JC.
Yeah.
And tune out, and then we go to the last segment of the show, which is a Bible thumping the message from the Principia Discordia, which happens then just like very shortly before 11. So it's rather wrap-up time, I think.
Okay.
Enough words have been spoken, and if there's someone that would still be listened to, can do so now on air with us, or just go and call the agents in the back that are here to listen for the next half an hour.
While the music's playing, yeah.
While the music's playing, we can still have
the hotline's open.
our ears and hearts open for you to share a story off air. Ending the room with the higher self.
Wait a minute. Let's try something. Wait a minute. Let's try something
Yeah, let us know. Contact us here at the Cosmic Customer Care Show. We love to build our networks of Cosmic Customer Care agents that every 5th and every 23rd of the month do offer your time.
Life's a trip.
Life's a trip.
Life's a dream.
A dream. And there's different guides that can help you make sense of your dreaming, of your tripping, and tie the symbolism back to your everyday waking life. And now I think we're ready for some tunes, are we?
You know what I'm gonna do next time we go do this? I'm gonna do some exercises with the audience. We're gonna just do some exercises because I don't want to talk about it. I just want to share the tech.
Well, if there's audience willing to participate, we can do that. So let's build a little bit of that momentum and invitation for, at some point, also calling in and doing some exercises. Letting your brain be picked by the Cosmic Customer Cares on air.
So if you happen to have pen and paper, let's start with the first exercise. It's very simple. You write a sentence that starts with if only. So you write, if only I, then I, yes, very simple. Just start writing, if only I had such and such, if only I knew this and this and this, if only I was, then I would, yada yada. And we'll finish up with the follow-up question will come after the break. But you have some time to write. Do automatic writing if you can. Just pen to paper, don't stop, write, just get it out. Fill the page with ink while we listen to some music.
Well, that's a piece of advice from the dreamer. And I would say, yeah, the lines are open every 5th and every 23rd. So if you feel like giving or receiving Cosmic Customer Care support, let us know through whatever channels you found this transmission through. And join us in building networks of care, cozy community, and regenerative light nightlife in Berlin and beyond, wherever you are tuning in from.
Oh yeah, that was the mission statement of the Y. Anyway.
Because Y Radio cares.
I see.
And now, more tunes by the Sex Collective.
Are you?
And
You want this one?
DJ JD. See you in a bit.
No, it's okay. Hold on.
Words in papers, words in books, words on TV, words for books, words of comfort, words of peace, words to make the fighting cease, words to tell you what to do. Words are working hard for you. Eat your words, but don't go hungry. Words have always nearly hung me. Words of nuance, words of skill, and words of romance are a pill. Words are stupid, words are fun. Words can put you on the run. Mots pressés, mots sensés, mots qui disent la vérité. Mots maudits, mots mentis, mots qui manquent le fruit d'esprit. It's a rap race with a fast pace. Concrete words, abstract words, crazy words and lying words, hazy words and dying words, words of faith and tell me straight, rare words and swear words, good words and bad sound pollution. Say the right word, make a million. Words are like a certain person. Can't say what they mean. Don't mean what they say.
With a rap rap here and rap rap there. Here a rap, there a rap, everywhere a rap rap.
Wrap it up for the common good. Let us enrich the neighborhood.
It's okay. I've overstood. This is a wordy rapping hood. Okay, bye.
Au-dessus des vieux volcans, glisse tes ailes sous le tapis du vent. Voyage, voyage, éternellement. De nuages en marécage, de vent d'Espagne en pluie d'Équateur. Voyage, voyage, vole dans les hauteurs. Au-dessus des capitales, des idées fatales. Regarde l'océan. Voyage, voyage, loin de la nuit et le jour. Voyage, dans l'espace inouï de l'amour. Voyage, voyage, sur l'eau sacrée d'un fleuve indien. Voyage, et jamais ne reviens.
it's still. Hold on, hold on, hold on. No, it's not working. Yeah, just go back to the other one, honestly. Okay.
But this is the microphone. This is what we need.
Yeah, but it's not worth it to not have the music. We're glad we're still here together. Shout out Katri and Bradley for coming randomly. Love to you guys. Love to see you. Here's another one. Just for you. Welcome to the Fly Radio. Fly Radio.
On the floors of Tokyo, down in London town to go. With the record selection and the mirror's reflection, I'm a dancing with myself. When there's no one else inside, in the crowded lonely night. Well, I wait so long for my love vibration, and I'm dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. When there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, I'm dancing with myself. If I looked all over the world, and there's every type of girl, but your empty eyes seem to pass me by, leave me dancing with myself. So let's take another drink, 'cause it'll give me time to think. If I had a chance as a woman to dance, and I'll be dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. When there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, I'm dancing with myself. with
Alright, we got one, maybe one more here for the ritual. We're finished? Perfect. We'll save it for you after our last section here on Cosmic Customer Care.
All right, all right. So for the last segment of the Cosmic Customer Care Show, we have two books that we Bible thump a message from. Every fifth, we read a message from the Principia Discordia, which is how I found the goddess and what I did to her when I found her. A little work of absurdism, anarchic religion of Eris, the goddess of chaos and confusion. And the message tonight is World Council of Churches Boutique. Note to Poe priests. The Holy Father wishes to remind all Erisian of the Poe, which is a parametic esoteric or something society of Eris, was conceived not as a commercial enterprise, and that you are requested to keep your cool when seeking funds from the Poe cabals or when spreading the Poe word via the marketplace. Yeah. Hey, where's the pics?
Hey, where's the pics?
Yeah, where's the pics? That's it. That's the message. Keep your cool when you're trying to collect from the marketplace.
Don't go overboard.
Don't go overboard when you're doing the work and the service.
It's not about you.
It's not about you. And thus was spoken in the Principia Discordia on the page, was the page 00025. Keep your cool when you seek the means from the marketplace. And that's it for tonight, my dears. Cosmic Customer Care show from the May the 5th, first episode, season 2 with the Y Radio Berlin. We'll be back on May 23rd with another show, another cat, another Cosmic Customer Care agent, and many chatty cats, curious chatty cats in the back, ready to listen to your stories, gift you with their presence and their open hearts. The lines are open every 5th, every 23rd. Call in, share your story, and vibe with us at the Vibe. Why? Next time at Donna Bar this Saturday. Again, the DJs of the Y, so tune in on Twitch with the Y Radio every second Saturday from the Donna Bar. And we have also some other formats in the pipeline for you to enjoy at the Y Radio. Good night.
And we're of course back next week with The Hidden Treasures.
Ah, yeah.
Episode 6.
Episode 6.
The Fifth Circuit.
The fifth circuit or integration. We're not talking about integration.
Okay, so we have a pause. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a pause. The Pipilotas pausing.
We have an episode.
We have an episode every Monday.
Okay.
Every Monday.
Peace.
At Substack. Peace out. Last tunes with JD, and we're all taking a deep breath.
Circles held rows, find my back. All colonnades can testify, don't walk on by. It's just another act, can you tell me? Love is just a game, can you feel it? It's driving me insane. Love emotion. Love emotion. Love emotion. Love emotion.
Good night, everybody. Das war's. Much love from the Y Radio. We'll be back with you soon with more Cosmic Customer Care this Saturday at Donna Bar and more to come. Thanks for listening. See you soon. Easy. Stop streaming.